Yeah, welcome back to my channel. This chemistry core. It's been a while on my YouTube channel, and I want to appreciate the effort of our subscribers for their comments, their like. So today I'll be taking you guys on the 2022 qualitative analysis test for those preparing for Waec. So this test will serve as an, let's say, a guide to your examination. As you can see, we have all the chemicals as stated in the instruction given by the examiners. So now, when you look at what you have on the board, it says credit will be given to strict adherence to the instruction for observations. Like if we have all this here now, you must take note of your tests, observation, and inference. Are you with me now? So the first thing we are asked to calculate for this salt C, which is a double salt. We will call it ammonium ferrous or call it ferrous ammonium sulfate. We have this double salt here as we stated in the instruction. C is a double salt. This is a double salt. So we also have put C in 2. We have the test tube here, as you can see. So we also have the spatula, which will help us also to put in the salt into the test tube. We have the wash bottle. We have the barium chloride. Then we also have sodium hydroxide. Yeah, as you can see, we have it. We also have dilute HCl. Then I'll be using this to improvise as my Bunsen burner because it is been stated in the instruction that we are to eat. So now, let's start. This is my test tube and this is my spatula. Please, a question under the qualitative analysis does not require you to rush. You don't rush in. You have to calm yourself, then you follow the instruction step by step. So now, this is the sample C. So I'll take a little portion of this, the sample C. So, as you can see, pour it. And get the camera closer to this place so we can see. This is sample C. So for this sample C, when looking at it now, you can see the texture is crystalline. Yeah. So now let's pour the water. Distilled water, 5 ml. So pour little water away from here. So now we're using it to state. So we have to state. So as you can see, so now when you pour the distilled water into this, you have to take note of one thing. So now let's have our table now. We have the tests, we have the observation, we have the inference. So we have this now in this form. So sample C, so you can see you have sample C, or let's say C plus distilled water. So when you look at this now, if you have your C plus distilled water, when you stir, so you can see that the C will dissolve. C dissolve will form a light green. You can see now. It's not a lemon, it's a what? A light green. Can you see it now? C dissolve to form a light green. You can see, so you can write C dissolve to form a light green. So now, if you have C to form a light green, so now what can we call our C as the inference? Basically, if for it to have made something to dissolve, then automatically C is a soluble salt. Are you seeing it now? C is a soluble salt. So let's take note of that. Because what we have here is what? Our sample C in distilled water, then we have a light green. Okay? So the next thing is, when you look at the last instruction, they say, okay, put all of C into a test tube and add about 5 cm³ of distilled water. Stir. So divide the solution into 2 portions. So with what you have here, I'm going to divide this into 2 portions. So I pick up another test tube. I have one here. So let's make it, okay? We have this, so I can try to put it in 3 test tubes because I would love to take for more observation. Yeah, you can see we have 3 portions. The first one, the second one, the third one. So you turn it back to your test tube wrap. So now, we have the, please, get me the test tube, please. I mean the litmus paper. The litmus paper, please. So, also it has been stated, it has been stated that among the guide given to teachers, you have a litmus paper here. This is our red litmus paper, and this is our blue litmus paper. And one thing is, when it comes to this acidic and the basic medium, you have to check either with the red or with what? The blue. So now class, let's check with the blue and see if you can have any effect of this sample C plus water plus our litmus paper. So let's check. Just check a little. Wow. You can see it changes its color from blue to red. And that is what? An acidic solution. So now, under your observation now, so you are going to say you have your sample C plus blue litmus paper. Are you saying it now? So if you have the blue litmus paper as from the test now, what will be our observation? It is very simple. Initially, the litmus paper was blue. Then when you place it into the test tube where we have the sample C plus distilled water, it changes its color from blue to red. So now, if you have to write the influence, so you say the solution, the observation, the solution turns blue litmus paper red. Can you see it now? The solution turns blue litmus paper red, which is obvious to us. So now, I can underline this now. So class, for it to have checked that the blue litmus paper turned red, so what will be our inference? So you can say the solution is acidic. The solution is acidic. I said it now. So now let's use another portion of this now, as you can see. So the next thing is, let's go back to the instruction. As you can see now. So into a test tube, and so you have checked with litmus paper. Now, the next thing we are going to do is that, so the first portion, add sodium hydroxide in drop and in excess. So now, let's pick one of the sodium hydroxide here. So you can see, this sodium hydroxide. So let's put it in drop. Let's see. In drop. Okay. So when you add it, can we find anything here? Look at it. Can see some more. It's not effervescent. It's not changing its color. It should have been in form of deep. Okay, let's pour it in excess. Yeah, it changes its color. Abi, you can see. We have a deep green here. Are you with me now? You can see now. Before, when we pour it in drop, so let's write. Can I have it like sample C, have C plus distilled water plus sodium hydroxide in drop. Class, when you pour it in drop, it does not change its colors. Can you see it now? Wow. Please bring the camera close so you can see. We have a dirty green here. We have a dirty green. Can you see it now? We have a dirty green here. So the first one is in drops. So we said we have a light green is observed. When you pour it in drop, it is observed. And if you have a light green, if it is observed in any solution, compared to what we have it here, see, bring the camera closer. We have a dirty green here. So if you have a light green, to tell you guys that the inference is Fe2 plus is present. Now you can see it now. We have a dirty green now. So you can say plus in excess. So what I can feel from this place now is, we added the word sodium hydroxide here. So in drops, a light green is observed, which tells us that what Fe2 is present. Or to make it more standard, I can say Fe2 is formed from Fe3 plus. This one is okay. Either you use Fe2 is present or confirm. Or we said Fe2 is formed from Fe3 plus. So now, that is for in drops. So in excess now, just swap. When you swap it, you have a particular odor that you feel from there. So we have a choking smell or irritating smell. Are you with me now? So if you want to write your inference in excess, you can place it here to make it in excess. A gas, so guys, a gas with a choking or irritating smell. That's the first thing now. So if you have a gas with a choking smell or irritating smell, so I can say that so it is either NH3 or NH3 from NH4. Because when you check my previous video for last year NECO or Waec, if you have a choking or irritating smell, so the gas involved there, or the inference of that particular gas is what? NH4 from NH3. So now, with that now, I can say I have NH3 is present or confirmed. So if you have a choking smell, is that I use NH3, or to make it standard, I can say NH3 from NH4. So are you with me now? So let's test it with litmus paper. Is it either the red or the blue? Don't forget that apart from the choking smell you have, we also have, okay, we have a choking smell, but you have a dirty green here. So you have to indicate it. A dark or dirty green. So are you with me now? So with what you have here now, so let's test it on litmus paper, either the red or the blue. So this is our red litmus paper. So I'll just pick a little portion of it. So does it have any effect here? No. So I will check it with my blue litmus paper. So you can see now, it changes from blue to what? Red litmus. Are you seeing it now? So now I'm done with this particular portion now. So let's pick the last one that states that to the second portion, add few drops of barium chloride followed by dilute HCl. So the first thing I would advise you to do is, he said we have our sample C. Okay, let's limit it. I can have I. Yes, okay, I have B here. So the next one, C. C plus water plus B barium chloride in drops. In drops. So this is my barium chloride now. So you can see. Wow. What do you observe here? We have a white precipitate. Are you with me now? You have a what? A white precipitate. So if you are adding your sample C plus water plus barium chloride, you are having a white precipitate. Observe. So, well, okay, doesn't have any smell here. So if you have a white precipitate, observe. Are you with me now? So to write the inference, it will be either carbon trioxycarbonate 5, we have sulfate. So CO3, SO3 2 minus, then SO4 2 minus is present. So you have watched my previous video. Anytime we have a white precipitate, so we have CO3 minus, SO3 2 minus, SO4 2 minus is present. So now, so let's continue with this. So we can pick up our HCl. So and I said followed by dilute HCl. So class, you can see we have a white PPT here. Pick up your HCl, can pour it in drops. So in drops now, it is undissolved. Are you with me now? And anytime plus dilute HCl, are you with me? So okay, the sample is undissolved. So you can say my SO4 2 minus is present. So now let's go back to this place, to our sample C. I want to show you guys a particular thing there. I said it's the result of this now. So in excess now, I still have it here. So let me light I missed it the other time, so I have to go back to it to tell you guys the effect of it on sample C plus water plus sodium hydroxide in excess. So I have to light this. So wow. So when you have to clean it because you are using Cant. So when you look at the top of this now, you can see it now. So that is where we find our choking or irritating smell. So when you keep this now, let's keep this now. Let's eat it because we have to keep it for a few minutes. That is among the instructions stated. Vice, please. Okay, so let's keep it for a few minutes and let's see the effects. So now, class, the last one is among the instructions given that we have to use potassium dichromate, but it is not stated in the guide given to teachers. But I would love to show you guys the effect of potassium dichromate with the sample C plus water. Mind you, I divide my sample into 3 because of this now. So now let's confirm. If our sample C is a good reducing agent or good oxidizing agent. Please don't forget, it is not stated in the question, but I would love to show you guys the effect of potassium dichromate. So you can see now from the color now, we have orange. Are you with me now? So when you pour it here, wow. So you can see it changes colors. So you can say you have sample C plus water plus potassium heptaoxodichromate. So it changes its color. First, it is not brown. So change its form from orange to brown. Are you seeing it now? So it changed its color from orange to brown. So we can say C is a good reducing agent. If when you pour the potassium dichromate into this, it does not change its color, automatically that potassium dichromate is a good oxidizing agent itself. So if it is not changing its color, it means that the potassium dichromate still retain its oxidizing state. But for you to have put your potassium dichromate into the test tube with sample C plus water, so it changes its form from orange to brown. So I can say C is a reducing agent. Are you with me now? So now let's go back to this. So wow. So at the upper layer of this test tube, please take note of. I should have find a way to put it here, but I just have to go back to it. So when you eat it now, this at the top or upper layer of this, you can see we have some particular particles here. So we have a dirty green here. When eaten at the top layer, we have a brownish color here. So if we are in a case like that changes to what? Brown. Please take note, when you eat it, that is your sample C plus water plus sodium hydroxide in excess. We have in drops we have a light green, but in excess, when you eat it, you have a choking or irritating smell. On testing it, yeah, we have either dark or dirty green. That's the color. So on testing it on litmus paper, it changes the litmus paper from blue to red. So now, after a few minutes of eating, we have it here, we have a brownish color here. So, telling you guys that we have checked for the smell, either choking or irritating. Are you with me now? So the color is what? Before eating, it is a dirty green or a dark green. So when you eat it, then you drop it for a few minutes. At the top layer of it, of the test tube now, we have a brownish color there. So that brown color, telling you guys that for the inference, now if you want to write it, so let me find a way to put it here, please. Okay, let me just find a way to put it here. Plus it so don't just say brownish color. So Fe2 plus from Fe3 plus, but brownish color when you eat it after a few minutes. Are you with me now? So guys, and the last one I state here, it is not given, but in case on the examination day, you are asked to test for the sample C plus water with potassium dichromate. Don't forget, the color of potassium dichromate is orange. So it will change its color when you add it with sample C plus water from its form from orange to what? Brown. Telling you guys that what? C is a good reducing agent. So guys, I've explained in details the 2022 sample or a guide of the qualitative analysis test. And we have the test, observation, and inference. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. If you have any question, you can drop it into the comment box. Thanks for watching, guys.